Welcome, beautiful soul. Take a slow breath in and let it out gently again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nothing to fix, nothing to chase, nothing to prove right now. Just this moment and the quiet certainty that comes with it. As you settle into stillness, imagine something simple, not a goal, not a struggle, not a distant outcome, just a list, a quiet, invisible list already written, and somewhere on it is your name. Not added late, not considered after the fact, not waiting for approval, just there. Always there. Now imagine something you once thought you had to earn, a place, an opportunity, a version of life that felt slightly out of reach. See it clearly for a moment and notice something subtle. There is no locked door here, no gatekeeper, no line that you were ever actually outside of, only the assumption that you were waiting. And now, shift gently. Picture yourself walking into that same space, not rushed, not hesitant, not rehearsed, just natural, like someone who's been here before, because in a deeper sense you have. Everything in you relaxes as you move forward. Nothing resists you, nothing questions you. Pause here and let that land. Now bring awareness to the idea of permission. How often it felt like something you needed before you could move, begin, or become. And now, notice something quieter. Permission was never actually given or withheld. It was assumed, and assumptions can change. Pause. In your mind now, repeat silently. I don't arrive where I belong. I recognize where I already am. Let that repeat softly inside you again. I don't arrive where I belong. I recognize where I already am. Pause. Now imagine yourself earlier in life, standing at the edge of something you wanted, watching, waiting, measuring yourself against invisible standards. Now gently step beside that version of you, not to correct them, not to lecture them, just to show them something simple, that the door was never locked, that the list was never exclusive, that their name was never missing. Pause. And as you stand there, something shifts. The waiting dissolves, not dramatically, but quietly, like a habit you no longer continue, like a role you no longer play. There is no announcement, just relief. Pause. Now bring attention to your breath again. Slow inhale, slow exhale. With every breath out, imagine releasing the idea that you were ever excluded, not as a story to fight, but as a story you no longer need to hold. Pause. Now picture yourself moving through life differently, not asking, am I allowed? But simply noticing, I'm already here. You speak differently, you move differently, you decide differently, not because something outside you changed, but because your reference point did. Pause. Now repeat gently inward. My name was always on the list. Let it settle again. My name was always on the list. Pause. Now imagine that list again. But this time it expands. It is not small or selective. It is vast, quiet, ordinary in its openness. And your name isn't highlighted because it never needed to be. It was never in competition. It simply was. Pause here. Now bring attention to your body. Shoulders softening, jaw relaxing, breath slowing. There is nothing to reach for in this moment, nothing missing, nothing delayed, only the simple presence of you, here, now. Pause. And as this settles deeper, you begin to notice something else. The life you once imagined as ahead of you doesn't feel ahead anymore. It feels accessible, familiar, already included in your path of thinking. Not something you chase, but something you participate in. Pause. Now, softly in your mind. I walk in like I belong, not because I became enough, but because I stopped acting like I wasn't. let the echo gently. Pause. And now, one final shift. Picture yourself no longer checking for signs, no longer waiting for confirmation, no longer scanning for approval, just moving, not proving, not asking, just being. Pause. And in that quiet stillness, realize something simple. Nothing outside of you ever placed you on that list. You were never added, you were never granted access. You were simply already there and always had been. Pause. Take one deeper breath in, hold it gently, and exhale slowly. Let your awareness return to the room, to your body, to the present moment. And as you return, keep this soft knowing with you. My name was always on the list. Not as something to reach, but something to remember. The whole time. Welcome back. Take a moment before moving on to notice how calm and centered you feel. The state you just stepped into during this meditation is powerful. The more often you return to it, the more natural it becomes for your mind to accept this new version of reality. If you'd like to strengthen this feeling even further, there are many other meditations, songs, subliminals, and rampages on this channel that pair beautifully with the one you've just experienced. Many people like to listen to a second track straight away to deepen the state and anchor their new assumptions. So if it feels right for you, simply let the next video begin and continue your journey. And if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future meditations, subliminals, rampages, and manifestation tracks designed to help you step fully into the life you desire. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, the version of you who already has everything you desire is not somewhere far away. It's simply the version of you choose to be. Stay in the feeling. Stay in the assumption, and let reality catch up. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you the most blessed day.